So let's say you have somebody that is addicted, like, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
they're an alcoholic, right? And they were an alcoholic for 10 years, okay? And then they finally get the courage to save themselves, okay? And they go into, like, Alcoholics Anonymous, right? So then they go into Alcoholics Anonymous and they spend 5 years and they're just doing amazing, right? Living life. Now remember, they were labeled as an alcoholic, right? Now they're in Alcoholics Anonymous, right? They've been sober for 5 years. What is it from a mental perspective that you still continue to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, right? Like, are you still labeling yourself an alcoholic?
That is a great question.
Right?
So I think, all right, so the piece here is to look at is I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Why was I drinking? Why was it problem drinking? There's like a next step. Like if you're going to AA, you've got the 12 steps, but there's another step there that I encourage people to explore.
Okay.
Is that getting to the root of what's going on. Now, something like alcoholism, yes, there's a gene associated with it. So there could be a piece of like, hey, I had it, my father had it, my mother had it, and I know that this is like an allergy for me, and therefore I should step away from it, from that piece. Was there unresolved trauma? So were you an alcoholic or was there unresolved trauma? And switching that narrative versus from the I'm the alcoholic, I am the alcoholic.
Yeah.
I'm making wellness choices. I'm making choices that affirm this 5-year identity that I've discovered myself without the opportunity to drink. Sometimes labels like alcoholic or are warning signs or ways to keep us on a path. But if you're kind of if you're somebody who you're like, this label's no longer fitting for me, then put the label down.
Yeah.
If you've spent 5 years in a program and you're doing really well and this label is still connected to you and it no longer fits, you have the permission to dispose of that label. You don't have to carry it with you for the rest of your life. If your label, if you will, your T-shirt fits and you like what it's doing for you, keep it. But you have I give you permission to put these labels away when they no longer suit you.
And I'm sure if there's people that are listening that are part of the program, that have been part of the program for 20 years, there's probably an argument on why they need to continue to go. And it might not so much be about them anymore, but it might be about saving other people. And maybe that's the real reason why they continue to go, is continue to fight for those that are struggling and where they were. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I've never been part of this program, but like, that's always something that in the back of my mind, I always wondered, like you've been sober for 10 years, but yet you continue to go and you have to show up and you say, hi, my name is Jason. I'm an alcoholic, right? I've never been to a meeting, right? I've never had this problem, but after 20 years, it's just something that I always thought about. Yeah.
There's a community there, a support system there. So that goes back to my earlier point. Like, find the system that works for you. If 12 steps is working for you, great. I know a lot of people who did not benefit from 12-step programs. I know people who still go to 12, like you, like 20 years still going to their group.
Yeah.
Find your tribe.
That's it.
Find what's working for you.